Say, this stuff is pretty good. What did you say it was?
Basically pure ethanol.
Huh. Well, God bless corn subsidies.
Who are you, Earl Butts?
You say that like it's a bad
thing. Let's just get this out of the way. Before I even introduce the show, we're going to jump right into it. I got a video of Rob Sand. Look, you've come to expect it, listeners. He's I'm drawn to him like a magnet, like a moth to a flame. Anytime I see a video of him, well, I'm clicking play on that, and I'm getting mad. That's just how it is. That's my life for the next probably year and a half. Well, maybe more like just a year now. I guess we're like a year out from that election.
Yeah. I mean, he wants you to see him, like you said. I mean, he wants his face out there as much as possible. He wants to send a million emails. He wants to ask you for $1 repeatedly. I know a lot of people have blocked him, but we don't get that. We don't get that privilege. We can't block him because then we're missing out on important, Iowa political news.
Yeah, it's our job to look at it, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
One of his campaign people sent out like a Taylor Swift themed email yesterday morning.
That's not great considering the reactions I've seen to the new Taylor Swift album. People are not liking it.
Yeah,
they're not having a good time with it.
Are her fans liking it though?
No, from what I've seen.
Cool. That's cool.
Some of them, I'm sure.
Maybe the spell will break. People will finally tire of her, the mega pop star. I mean, I don't have any strong feelings about it other than like, how is she still like this pervasive, like so completely dominant in the culture? Every time she releases an album, we all have to hear about it and we all have to know the acronym before it comes out. That's what really annoyed me this time is like the first post I saw about the album was using an acronym already. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's this Taylor Swift
The
thing.
Life of a Showgirl.
Yes.
I like this song.
So I saw some like TLOS thing. I was like, I don't know what you're talking
about. I have not listened to any of it except for the intro to Eldest Daughter, which is everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is as cold as ice.
You don't like that? You don't think those are good lyrics?
I don't know. I mean, that could be our theme song for the podcast.
I haven't heard the song. I've only seen the lyrics and heard you read them just now. So maybe it's like the song is so good that the lyrics are just like part of the whole thing.
I don't know.
But yeah, I guess what I'd say to that, you dislike those lyrics because hit dogs will holler. I think that's what's happening.
I was going to say, they hit too close to home.
Yeah.
Because I'm so punk on the internet all the time.
Yeah, that's what we do here on Rock Hard Caucus. Anyway, this video of Rob Sand that I think the Iowa Standard shared it. I do not follow them on Facebook, but because of the shit that I look at and share, they have been really being pushed on me algorithmically. I've been seeing every Iowa Standard post, and they all have sucked ass. But this one, at least, was interesting enough to bring up on the podcast. Some guy named John Bain does some sort of podcast, YouTube news thing called Southeast Iowa Today. First time I've heard of it. He seems to have local sponsors like automotive shops and shit. So, good for him. But he went to a Muscatine town hall that Rob Sand was doing and got a chance to ask him a few questions on camera before the town hall. And that's what I'm going to play now. And I guess we can set the scene visually. This appears to be filmed in a maintenance closet or something. There's like a mop sink in the background.
Oh, yeah, there is. There's like exposed pipes and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
And I hope to record the whole thing to share with my audience. I got one more question, and people have asked me to ask you this, but I'm asking because I want to know too, how many genders are there? I'm pretty
Do you mind if I pose that question to you, Evan, before we hear Rob Sand's answer?
You know the answer is at least 3.
Don't mess with me, kid.
That is the answer.
The ultimate political answer, is at least 3.
That was, that was Joe Biden. I mean, and that
role
was
model Joe Biden.
Honestly,
Joel Biden.
Joel Biden. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good answer. You know?
Yeah, for an 80-year-old man, that's like about as good as it's going to get, I think. And it's nice and concise too, which I think is good.
Exactly. He didn't elaborate on it at all.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, it's like it's a stupid question. It's a fucking evil.
No, yeah, I mean that's the intent of it. Like, obviously, this guy John Boehner is like a social conservative or something, and it's like this is the gotcha question for these loony liberals out there who think that there could possibly be more than 2. Anyway, let's hear Rob's answer. See if he passes the bar, the Joe Biden bar of like having a good answer to how many genders there are.
Pretty sure that that's something that nobody has asked about. Nobody has really thought about for a very long time. This isn't something that I thought about growing up in Decorah. You know what numbers I'm focused on? We're 49th in economic growth. Mm-hmm. We are number 1 for cancer growth in the state of Iowa. I think that those are real issues that most people are focused on. Okay. And we have clear answers on. Well,
okay. Weird dodge, but even like the first couple things he said, nobody has thought about this.
Nobody has thought about this. I mean, he's like trying to do like the Tim Walz, like, you're weird for asking this, but like not even like committing to it at all.
Nobody has ever asked me this. I mean, I doubt that. And 2, nobody has thought about this for a long time. That's just subjectively false, man. Like, like it dominates the political discussions in a very artificial way because it's being pushed by the right wing so much because they think that this works as a wedge issue. Sometimes it does because some people are very ignorant and fearful of like progress or whatever. But people definitely have been thinking about it, probably more than ever, actually, in the past couple of years. Okay, so pretty bad dodge, but he gets pressed here.
You gave me a response, but you didn't answer my question. Yeah, well, I think that there's 2. If there's more than 2, I thank you for your honesty, sir. I want to shake your hand.
He looks like he looks so wounded.
Yeah, he's totally resigned. You got me. Now I have to answer.
That's the saddest I've ever seen Rob Sand look.
Is this? Well, no, because Laura Bellin did it too. I was about to say, is this the first time any journalist has like even followed up once? But no, Bellin did it with the like, what about Rock Hard Caucus thing that we talked about on Caucus. So bad. Like, you avoid answering the question as long as you can, and then when there's any follow up, you just immediately fold, and you're like, yeah, I believe in the conservative thing, and if I don't. Terrible answer.
Change my mind. He's like literally like 2 genders. That's what I think right now, but I'm open to maybe considering a 3rd in the future.
And it's incomplete sentence even. Just saying like, if there's more. What do you mean? What do you want people to take away from that, man? You are like, there's so much money going into this, so much attention on him by his own design. He wants this so badly, and he's so bad at answering a pretty direct question that, like, despite what he says, you have to have thought about this before.
Yeah, well, he's like trying to like map out his like campaign strategy in real time, and like obviously, it seems like some of the criticism may be getting to him, considering the way he answered that was like, the Simon Conway thing, he had an immediate answer for. Like you said, he's definitely considered his approach on issues of gender.
Yeah.
But this time they had to drag it out of him, and he didn't look happy about it at all. So he's like, I have to say this. Like, he knows, like, according to the logic of his campaign, he has to answer that way, but he knows that it's like it's not going to go over well with like a significant number of people.
There's no way out of this. This fucking guy who just showed up, who has a YouTube show, I can't escape. I'm done for.
There's no way out of having some people being mad at you. So like you should just stick to your guns on what you actually believe, whatever that is.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what you believe, maybe it sucks, and maybe there's no way around that.
Yeah.
If I had to answer that question, I would say infinite.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
if you want a one-word answer, there are infinity genders because it's a human conception.
Yep.
And it is how we think of and present ourselves and consider each other, and there are as many as there are people in the world, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're saying that people have been thinking about this for a long time, and I was going to say, like, for, like, millennia, you know?
Yeah. I mean... Obviously, it's been, a part of human culture from the beginning, as soon as we started looking at each other and thinking about ourselves. Anyway, I did watch the rest of the guy's video, and he tried to film the whole town hall, and Rob's staff started, like, hassling him, telling him to put his camera away. And so he left and pretended he got kicked out.
Oh, and so I saw that, and I thought he was like saying that he got kicked out because of the gender question, but no, he was just trying to film the town hall.
Well, yeah, I don't know if like they knew that he was like a conservative guy, but conservatives are like more welcome at Rob Sand town halls than almost anywhere else. So I don't really know. I think they just didn't want him to film. Yeah,
he gives them special praise. You know, we got Republicans and independents in the House tonight.
Everybody please applaud the Republicans who came out tonight. Mm-hmm. All right, before we get too down in the Rob Sand rabbit hole, you know that this could take up the whole episode if we keep going. But let's watch a different video. This is about another one of our favorite subjects right now, Ashley Hinson, who is running for Senate. And she got a really important high-profile endorsement recently.
I'm so proud to have this opportunity to talk about her because she was...
It's a great video because it starts mid-sentence with an old man mumbling.
What is this backdrop also?
I think it's a rock with Uncle Sam painted on it.
Okay, that's a rock?
I think it's a large... boulder or something.
Uncle Sam, and then it's got like a Revolutionary soldier with a musket.
Yeah, and then this is like the Iowa flag.
Iowa flag and the United States flag maybe off to the side.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening on the side here. But it looks like a rock to me. I think it's a rock. I got a rock. So do you recognize this old man, Evan?
I wouldn't unless you hadn't put, in the video description Hinson Clell. And I do remember the name Clell.
Clell Baudler is his name. Clell Baudler. But why do you remember him?
He's come up on the podcast before. I think he's done some other high profile endorsements of Republican candidates, and he also said that's offensive.
This is the famous Clell, that's offensive old man from the anti Teresa Greenfield ad of 5 years ago, which maybe not everyone remembers, but certainly still rattles around in my head.
Yeah, I don't know what he thinks is offensive.
Probably
like something about defunding the police or something.
Yeah, it was. Teresa Greenfield believes in systemic racism. That's offensive.
Okay.
Okay, so she got, Ashley Hinson got the coveted Clell Baudler, that's offensive endorsement for the, I guess for the primary, because I don't know, the primary is coming up like in a few months. Anyway, Clell, what do you have to say?
Good in the legislature. She's good on the issues now as Congresswoman. And I hope I bet a lot of money she's going to be my senator.
I'll take that down alongside you, Paul. Thank you so much for your support. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, good trouble with this one. That's right, FJ. Thank you.
That's the part that made me like scream and say, I mean, just in addition to it being Clell, that's offensive, man, her saying good trouble at the end, I was like, what?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
So, if you haven't already, I would suggest probably retiring that phrase. Good trouble. I think it's done. I think it's over.
Yeah.
You might have already felt that way if you encountered the overuse of that phrase for people who like attend a Democrat's political rally or whatever. You know,
yeah.
What's so troublesome about that? I don't know. It no longer means what it may have meant originally.
Yeah, and yeah, John Lewis it's kind of changed some of his stances, I think, a little bit. So
yeah, I don't think his legacy remains fully intact based on some of his decisions later in life. Anyway,
yeah.
Respect him for a lot of what he went through, of course, but
of course,
the trouble became less and less good, I think, as time went on. You know what is good trouble is opposing a new jail facility. I think that's a good thing to do and might get you in trouble, so that might qualify. I talked about this extensively with Laura Burgess, Iowa City Councilor, a couple weeks back on the show, but I think it's time for an update. What's been going on with this mystery future jail that might exist here in my county? You got jails over there in Polk County too, right? But yours are like already good and big.
I've never been. never want to go.
Yeah.
But I assume that they're of, perfectly adequate size.
Mm-hmm. We can lock up as many people as we want. And that's kind of the problem here in Johnson County is we don't have enough space to lock up as many people as we would like to. We would like to put more people in cages, but we don't have the space, so we have to ship them off to other cages. Mm-hmm. Don't you feel bad for us for having that problem? Okay, so a little background, in case you didn't listen to the Laura Burgess episode. Johnson County was trying to form a joint committee with Iowa City to build a new jail plus police station. So they were trying to collaborate, and that whole thing fell apart. And so it's like officially done now as of this week. I'm reading from the Daily Iowan, Anna Olson on October 1st, her piece, Johnson County officials no longer support joint law enforcement facility. Plans for a joint law enforcement facility between Iowa City and Johnson County have been put to an end after Johnson County Sheriff Brad Kunkel and the Board of Supervisors expressed opposition. Now, these, of course, are the people who came up with the idea in the first place and were originally proposing it. So now they oppose. I don't know. Despite the Iowa City Council narrowly voting to move forward with the facility in a 4-3 vote during its September 16th meeting, the Johnson County Board of Supervisors decided not to pursue the project. I'm going to skip a little bit here. Well, here's a quote from our sheriff, Brad Kunkel. When I started my career here and started working in the jail, we were overcrowded, and that would have been the year 2001. We had well over 100 inmates just upstairs in the jail when the maximum bed capacity was 92. Brad, it seems like you shouldn't have been doing that. To overcrowd the jail knowingly. Shouldn't there be consequences for that?
Yeah, there should be.
Okay, here we go. Kunkel started to see issues emerge when plans were being formed and expressed doubts about meeting a proposed timeline for a bond referendum in November 2026. Because that's the whole issue here, is that the people here have to vote on whether this is going to go forward, because it's a lot of money. So we get to decide if we want to spend that money. After the September 16th Iowa City Council meeting, Kunkel said he couldn't see how the project could be completed in that time frame. We have a lot of things we would have to work out for that agreement in a short amount of time, he said. I don't think it's in the best interest of the county to have a contractual relationship with elected officials who don't have a value for law enforcement. So I guess we should thank people who voted for Oliver earlier this year for tipping the scales on that one.
This is like when the cops are like, we're not going to work anymore because people are talking about defunding the police. And it's like, great. That sounds good to us.
Sounds like mission accomplished. You found a shortcut. District C, Iowa City Councilor Oliver Weiline, one of the dissenters for the facility, said he opposed the plans due to uncertainties for the council and how much agency the city would have in the scale of the project. And then they quoted our friend Oliver here. I wasn't willing to go forward with a plan for something as serious as a jail with this uncertain process that could have potentially taken power away from the city council in deciding some of these factors. Very, very good politician quote from Oliver there. For people who thought that he didn't have the temperament to give quotes like this to the newspaper. I think he nailed it there.
Yeah.
And this is nice. This is another recurring character in the Rock Hard universe. Johnson County Supervisor Rod Sullivan echoed Kunkel's concerns, noting resistance from 3 city council members. I'm still confident that we can get something done, but we're going to have to do it ourselves, he said. So, in the near future, keep your eyes peeled. Rod Sullivan breaking ground personally.
Yeah, right. We're going to have to...
The shovel's hitting the dirt. He's building the jail his damn self.
I did see his op-ed in the Little Village magazine.
Oh, right. I didn't actually read that. What did you learn from that, Evan?
Basically that there's like, apparently there's like between 15 and 50 inmates per day that they have to house elsewhere. But like, they're talking about like increasing the population of the jail from like 90 beds to like 140 beds, which doesn't really seem like that big of a difference. I don't know. I feel like, again, you could probably just like put less people in jail, and that kind of might be an easier solution that costs less money overall.
That's a more noble goal, is like to seek to lock up fewer people. And every time, this is like, there are elected officials who are holding the line on that like the actual solution to this problem is to put fewer people in prison instead of more people in prison. Right? Mm-hmm. And the response is always, from the people who want this big new jail, it's always like, well, what about fucking rapists and murderers? Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, how many of them are in the jail right now?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Like, I mean, sure, maybe that's the compromise position. We only lock up those people. How big does your jail need to be in that case? How many of those people actually are there in Johnson County, Iowa?
Yeah. They says an average of 28 people are housed elsewhere every day. So like one school classroom. Like,
yeah. Well, it's expensive. It's costing the taxpayers money.
Yeah. It also costs a lot of money to keep people in jail.
Yeah. And to pay the prison guards and the people who go and lock them up and serve warrants, and to pay for their gas and their cars that they drive like shit, and their weapons that they have to keep clean and and loaded. I don't know, man. The whole thing's a fucking waste of money. We spend all this money like oppressing ourselves. It's very costly to keep ourselves in check. Otherwise, we'd all be, fomenting chaos at all hours of the day. If we didn't have the constant threat of incarceration, we'd all be hurting each other because we don't know any better. Mm-hmm. That's why this is a worthy investment. Otherwise, we'd just be going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. I think the goal is to have 0 people in jail or prison.
Yeah.
Or in detention facilities or in concentration camps. I think the goal is 0.
Yeah, definitely. And like, that's not some like fantasy utopian vision. The people who say that, like Evan, they're not like, Evan knows he can't just like flip a switch, snap his fingers, and like suddenly our prison population is 0. He says like that should be the goal of like a human society, is that we don't need to like take people's freedom away. Like, we like believing that that's even a possibility means that you're like, I don't know, an empathetic person. Like it's
thanks.
It's not. And I think if you don't think that that's possible at all, you are like just an unbelievable pessimist.
Yeah, you believe that people are basically animals. Like that's
yeah.
I mean, literally, like And this is the thing is also like, I mean, sending people to jail does not do anything for them. It does very bad things for them. It doesn't make them behave better when they get out.
Right.
It's like, you can't just punish people and expect them to like take any positive lessons from that.
Yeah. It's not solving a problem. It's like giving up. I think, is what happens when we put people in prison. Like, fuck it. There's nothing else we can do. We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas. You're done being a person now. And that's, like, we should be extremely, extremely reluctant to do that to someone. Mm-hmm. But some people are just so quick to say, like, if you've done this, if you've done a certain, like, heinous crime, like, that's fucking it. Mm-hmm. It's, I don't know, man. I can't see how that's, like, a good and necessary part of, you know, our world. Anyway, I don't think we're going to see a prison population of 0 before we die, probably. And I think that's too bad. But hopefully, eventually, justice will win. Oh, yeah. We were in the middle of a Rod Sullivan quote there. He also said, we're going to have to do it ourselves. That's where we left off. Because when you're trying to get a project like this completed, you need to have everybody pulling in the same direction.
Is that true?
I don't know. I don't feel like, well...
When does anyone ever pull all in the same direction?
Yeah. If that's what you think, you're not getting your jail. It's not going to happen.
For real.
Okay, Conkle, he gets the last word in this article, our sheriff. We have overgrown our space. We've added staff positions that probably weren't ever on the radar 50 years ago. I'd like to hear some examples of these necessary staff positions you've added. I can't imagine that the general population of Johnson County would be horrified by any of these staff positions you've added that weren't on the radar 50 years ago. And we don't have the space now to absorb really any new staffing positions. Okay, so what's he signaling there? If you don't vote to give us this brand new, sparkling, huge facility, we won't be able to hire any more sheriff's deputies. I wonder if that might be an incentive for some people to continue voting against your big new jail. I don't know, man. I don't think that's a problem we're going to solve today, but it's funny to see them fail in their efforts.
Yeah. Also, like, 1981 doesn't seem that old, considering the fucking medieval, like, fucking Iowa State penitentiary and shit, like, which is also, I mean, it's fucked up to house people in, like medieval dungeons and shit, but, like, 1981 seems, like, pretty, I mean, it doesn't seem like, you wouldn't necessarily need a new jail after that amount of time. Okay, this came up last week, and it's, you know, probably the biggest news story in Iowa from the past couple of weeks is the Des Moines Public Schools superintendent, Ian Roberts, being abducted by ICE. And, boy, this is a situation that is very hard to watch. Yeah.
Every day they release new information about his past that we are supposed to just accept as truth. And I'm having trouble with this. So I guess they hired this guy in 2023 to be the superintendent of the school district. So he's been in that position for a couple years. I haven't seen anyone say that he was bad at the job. I've seen a lot of the opposite.
Yeah, right.
Everyone really liked him. Everyone who encountered him said that he was doing good things for the district and the community. Kids liked him. There have been no accusations of him, like, doing anything wrong to any school employees or any students or anything like that. Nothing I've seen, right? And I was actually thinking about this a couple days ago. Like, I don't think I ever was aware of who the superintendent was at any time I was in school.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of the right-wing outrage about this is, of course, you know, exaggerated and manufactured. But like, I don't think that it affects anyone that he maybe, like, was not in the country technically legally.
Right.
Like, this doesn't affect anyone negatively. Some sort of, I don't know, like, the facts don't really line up. They initially were saying that he came to the country in 1999, but he had already been going to college in the States prior to that. They say he has this criminal history, and it looks like it's like maybe a weed charge from when he was really young.
It's not even.
No?
They're like bringing up stuff that he was supposedly charged with but never actually convicted of, and that's like evidence that he's some fucking evil guy or something.
Yep
From like 1996 or something. Charges from 1996 when he lived in like Brooklyn.
Okay, how does he have charges from 1996 if he wasn't in the country at the time? Like, it doesn't, like, the facts that they're releasing don't line up. And we're supposed to just, like, despite this guy doing a good job and being well liked, we're supposed to just immediately flip and like, well, he lied about certain aspects of his past, so he's a bad person who deserves to disappear. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like distracting from the actual issue of people people who are not a danger to the community whatsoever, an asset, you would even say, being fucking abducted. Like, that's the issue. It's not like, oh, he fudged some shit on his resume. Like, let's see how many people have fudged some shit on their resume before. Come on.
Yeah. No, if you're not lying on your resume at all, like, you don't know how to get a job.
Yeah. It's besides the fucking point.
Yeah, it's really odd. Like, the stuff that they're saying he lied about, like, he, like, maybe on his resume said he had a doctorate when he was actually ABD, and now the school is saying, like, no, he didn't even have that.
Yeah, and he does have a doctorate from like a different school. It's like an online school, so that's like really scary. Apparently, I don't think they're actually saying that, but I mean, it's like it's disappointing to see all of these like school board people and administrators like basically turn their back on him because they're like, oh, now we have some like excuses for like why he was a fucking piece of shit, and like
exactly, and I think that's why Sand was so. He avoided me when I asked him about this in person, you know? Like, just give a non-committal, it's scary, and then don't follow up at all. It's because they knew, like, I asked him this the day that it happened, right? When, like, everyone was, like, freaked out, like, what the fuck? This is, like, a prominent guy in Des Moines, and ICE just grabbed him, you know? But he knew, like, oh, of course ICE is going to be releasing further details that will, to certain people, justify their actions. And I can't be seen to be opposing it before the facts come out, you know?
Yeah.
And what we know of him is that he did a good job for a couple of years, right? So I guess what that means is none of that other stuff matters, I guess. Like, you don't need to have this specific background to be good at this job. So why is that a requirement in the first place?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, he did have other relevant experience. Like, he worked for other school districts and stuff. Like, it's like people are.
That's another thing that's so baffling about this. It's like he had done this same job in multiple places before he came here. So either this is like fabricated or exaggerated stuff after the fact, or none of these multiple places really cared about any of that stuff because he was good at the job.
I think it's number two. I think it's definitely number two. Like, I don't know. All these like fucking conservative people are like, investigate Jackie Norris. She was Michelle Obama's chief of staff. Like, what did she know? Yeah. Like, all this like crazy shit. And it's like, I think that they did their due diligence in hiring the guy. Like, I think, any negative stuff that came up was outweighed by the positives, like you said. Like, and like we've said, there's no one who's saying that he did a bad job or that, it seemed like he was qualified for the role and fulfilled the role. I mean,
yeah.
It's
really nasty that they're like, obviously this is hypocritical and hypocrisy does not actually matter, but like the fact that they're really hammering on him having a gun is so annoying. Like,
yeah, I know.
There are basically no gun laws in this state. And like, we're supposed to be mad at this guy because he had a gun.
Yeah, and then that's like the DOJ is now charging him, oh, he had 4 weapons as an undocumented person or whatever. Like, that's like the biggest charge that they can get to stick to him. It's like,
right.
Who cares?
Yeah. Does anyone not have a gun here? Come on. You can find them they leave them on your doorstep sometimes, just as sort of a treat. Like, guns are plentiful.
Yeah.
He might have had those by accident. You know, like he might have not have even known he had them. It's sort of it's just not even something you think about anymore. You accidentally, oh shit, got a little gun in my pocket. I forgot that was there. I put it through the wash. Well, let's, we've talked a bit about the right wing, this is red meat for them. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, we have an opportunity to go after a prominent black man in a public school district. Yeah. Get him, boys, Nasty. And they're all nasty. They're all doing this nasty stuff. One of them being Zach Nunn, who is, he's running for re-election, right? Or is he trying to... He's running for re-election.
Yeah. Sarah Trungariot is likely to be the person opposing him or running against him.
Right. Of course, immediately he was getting opportunities to go on right-wing media to talk about this. Let's get this is a 3.5-minute video. We'll get a few little tastes of it. But here's Zach Nunn on Fox News with Will Cain. Who's Will Cain? You know him?
Was he the guy who was interviewing Rob Sand? He's related.
That was
John
Bain.
That was
John Bain.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He was born in the darkness.
I was going to try to make some sort of toxin joke. What's the fucking juice that Bain has?
I don't know.
Anyway, Will Cain on Fox News with Zach Nunn. We'll get a couple samples of this.
How did an illegal immigrant become superintendent of the largest school district in Iowa? Joining me now is Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn. Congressman, thanks for being with us here today. Do you have an answer to that question? How did this man become superintendent?
Oh, my God. Little salute.
Well, so many...
Yeah, don't forget, I'm a Air Force boy. I fly airplanes. I'm top none. He's really into his branding. He's got the sort of the blurred background that you can do on Zoom,
Oh, yeah.
It's very professional. Listen to the audio, though.
So many errors in this process, particularly at the local level, allowed an illegal immigrant from the Biden era who is asked to be deported to continue to move up and up the system, not just here in Iowa, but across the area. And as we find out more, my focus has been on...
And as we find out more...
We
find out more. Boy, you're not ready for prime time, buddy. Yeah, that's another thing that they keep pointing at is like, oh, he was ordered to leave the country while Biden was president. That makes it a more legitimate deportation.
That was the shittiest part of Rob Sand's statement. Where he was
yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, ICE has been abducting, upstanding members of our community. On the other hand, Biden administration was the one to, send a deportation order or whatever. Like, okay. Oh, okay. So, that means it's totally legitimate, right?
That means this one's good. This is a good one. Yeah. This is from the 4 years where ICE was good and we liked them.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. It's kind of annoying how it became a meme, abolish ICE, but it's a real necessary policy position. This shit has to go. And 100%. This is why everyone who was saying that was 100% correct. And why the Democrats giving them more money while Biden was president was setting this up. This is fucking Nazi street gangs. Look at the shit they're doing in Chicago.
Yeah.
You see that video of one of them just dropped a smoke grenade out the window of his car in a busy neighborhood?
I have not seen that.
That shit happened yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. That guy who fell down and started pointing his gun at just random bystanders.
Dude. Yeah, dude who looked like a turtle.
Yeah, he was going turtle mode for sure.
Oh my God, man. And that's also so frustrating about this particular incident. All these liberal people who are scared to be on the wrong side of the Ian Roberts thing. Your cowardice is leading you to justify the whole thing, to legitimize ICE and these mass deportation policies. If you cannot defend this guy who you knew personally and who you knew was a good guy, what the fuck are you going to do about anything ever?
Yeah. Your cowardice is fuel to the fire. Very fucked.
They could do this to anyone. You know? Like, they can come up with justifications to do this to any person.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw they detained a bunch of like U.S. citizens in some like apartment raid. I don't know if that was Chicago.
That was it was like somewhere in or near Chicago. Yeah, they like took out a whole apartment building.
Yeah,
they like grabbed naked children and threw them in a van, and were like, well, they had this was legal. This was legal for them to do this to our friend. You gotta be willing to like risk a little bit of your own comfort, you know?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Let's identify the truth, the timeline, and provide radical empathy for the families and students who have been taken and victimized by this person who lied to our community repeatedly for years.
Ugh.
Victimized. Because he lied about some irrelevant aspects of his past. Never accused of any, like, crimes towards children or anything like that, which is what he's implying there, right? Like,
I guess, yeah.
If you lie about anything, more taken aback, you might as well be a pedophile.
We're taken aback by the radical empathy thing.
Like, yes.
Republicans saying good trouble and radical empathy, like, not a good sign.
I think that he was taking that from something a Democrat said in the immediate aftermath of this.
Oh.
I forget where the radical empathy comes from, but he's like, I think using it sarcastically, like throwing it back in their faces, I think is his intention there. Because he's a nasty guy. He's a mean-spirited, bad person. Let's see what he said 2.5 minutes into this interview. This interview from a high-ceilinged hallway that he seems to be broadcasting from.
To Pennsylvania and other areas where he had been both an educator and been placed in a position of public trust, and candidly lied to all of those communities. And it is hurtful here because he is somebody that we welcomed into our community and clearly told all of us a story that was not only untrue, but once he was notified that he had an immediate removal order from a Biden-era judge, he continued to stay here.
We welcomed him into our community. You're only allowed to live in Des Moines and have a job in Des Moines if you have the express permission of guys like Zach Nunn. What fucking world do you live in, man? I mean, I think that's how they want it to be. Like, once we've deported all these people, these undesirable people, we will then the system will be you can't come in without like express permission. It's not like an after the fact, you know, we kick you out once you've overstayed a visa or we find out you broke one of our little rules. It's like you can't come in unless we like you. We can exploit you for particular, skills or resources we can get out of you. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah. I think the key is going to be in a small phrase you had inside your answer, and that is what they wanted to believe. I'll be curious to find out in the future what those school board members wanted to believe and therefore were able to overlook in making this man the superintendent of Des Moines schools. That will be the key to knowing what's exactly going on in Iowa. Congressman Nunn, thank you for being with us.
Well, always a privilege. Thank you. Be safe.
Another salute. Be safe.
Another salute. Be safe.
Be safe. Yeah, what an asshole. And it's only gotten worse, you know. The more of these like flimsy justifications ICE has been releasing about the guy. Just more and more red meat for them to go after black people, immigrants, public schools. Been a lot of calls for the entire school board to resign because of this.
Mm-hmm.
They can't let any opportunity pass to undermine public education. And who's helping them do it? I just want to read a little bit from this Des Moines Register opinion piece that Lucas Grunmeyer put out on September 27th. I think people will get the gist of it just from the headline here. Ian Roberts and ICE both get too much derision after superintendent's arrest. I think we're being a little too harsh on both sides of this conflict. Let's turn the temperature down. I've been hearing that a lot from a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, that was direct from Rob Sand's statement.
Yeah.
Temperature.
You know what would turn the temperature down is to stop these like fascist street raid gang terrorism things.
It's like putting the onus like, oh, like we all need to like turn the temperature down, or like we're not the one turning the temperature up.
Yes. You need to calm down in the face of like random plainclothes middle-aged men grabbing people and throwing them in a van right in front of you. Just fucking relax. They're allowed to do this. Don't say anything too wild in response to this. You're just going to make it worse. Here's what Lucas wrote for the Register. Does your view of a person you've known change when you find out they were in the United States illegally?
No.
Fucking no. Why would that impact what you think of a person?
Yeah.
Well, this is nice. If ICE's allegations about Roberts are true, the revelations don't make him into a danger to children. There's plenty of evidence to the contrary during his decades-long education career in Des Moines and other U.S. communities. Okay, I agree in full. Mm-hmm. Even if everything they say about him is the truth, none of that indicates that he should not have had this job. But the ICE allegations, while not yet corroborated, sketch a troubling and plausible story of deception from Roberts and inadequate vetting from the Des Moines School Board. Ian Roberts keeping secrets is not excusable.
Okay. What does that mean?
Lucas, do you have any secrets that you're keeping from the readers of the Des Moines Register? Yeah. You got anything?
Public people are not allowed to have any secrets.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain line where I'd agree with that. But I don't think superintendent of a school district is necessarily one of those. I think people in education, especially, like, you got to have some boundaries. Yeah. You know, like, there's adults do things in their lives that should not be public knowledge to the children that they work with, because it makes the job like impossible. If a kid knows everything you do in your private life, you know, you can't really be a teacher to them anymore. You know, you can't be the superintendent. Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant to what's actually being discussed here. You saw that letter that Ian Roberts got from like his lawyer that said like your immigration case is like done, like you're good. What the fuck? Did he even know that he had like an outstanding like removal order?
Yeah. Unclear. The whole thing, it's like, it's just bureaucratic mess, like, that, like, any person would have trouble navigating. Like, any person does have trouble navigating. Like, we're supposed to, like, treat this like it's, like, the crime of the century. Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, this is an unimpeachable system that we have to respect all of the rules and, like, the labyrinth that you have to run through to, make it to the other side unscathed. Like, nobody probably can get through this process without a lot of money, a lot of connections in the United States already. And if you don't have those two things, you are subject to, after the fact, later on, being grabbed at random and thrown in jail, deported to a country that you've maybe never even been to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to respect this as like the law of the land. It's just a system to punish people arbitrarily. Maybe not arbitrarily. It is targeted towards specific types of people. So that's not so arbitrary. Arbitrary in the sense that, you know, you didn't do anything to deserve this treatment. Taxpayers were giving him over $300,000 a year and trusting that he would model good character while setting the course for almost 30,000 students.
Is that part of the job? Is that good? I mean...
This is what made me think, like, I didn't even know who the superintendent was when I was a kid.
Right.
I don't expect them to model good character to me.
No, I expect them to run the school district.
Right. And this, I feel like these two things are kind of at odds, too. Like, you're not allowed to have any secrets, and you must model good character to 30,000 students. I don't think it's possible, honestly, to model good character to all, like, a super diverse group of kids with different kinds of parents, different kinds of, like, you know, family outlooks on certain things. It's impossible to model good character to all those people while having no secrets. Right? Oh yeah, here. This is the part that really made me mad. Oh yeah, it's right after the part I just read. He was supposed to model good character. In the same vein, reflexively faulting ICE here is at best a risky course. What are we risking here?
They're going to abduct us too?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to target on your own back, Lucas. I understand. More than once since January 20th, outrage over supposedly unconscionable moves by President Donald Trump's Justice Department has aged poorly as it became clear that a particular arrest was well justified, or at least complicated.
Oh, okay. It's complicated, so they deserved it. Like,
right,
what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Fucking
the prosecution of a Wisconsin judge accused of facilitating a man's escape from ICE is one example. I'll admit, I don't really know like what the follow-up to that was, but I'm totally comfortable reflexively reacting to that and say that that judge did the correct thing as a human being. You know, like helping morally a person escape their kidnappers. Yeah, I think that what she did was right. And I don't really care what the follow-up was. I think that ICE is like an illegitimate institution that was established in the like mania and fucking xenophobia immediately following September 11th, 2001. I mean, not only do I think that, I think that's objective fact.
I think that is, yeah. It was part of the Homeland Security Act of 2002.
Which I think is wrong and it's like not a good thing for a country to have if we want our I'm not going to even use the word citizens. If we want the people who live here to be free and happy, which we should. I don't think that this agency, which is like authorized to throw people from the street into a van, lock them up with no due process, and very quickly put them on a plane and ship them halfway across the world. I think that that's bad, and I think that any actions that agency takes are not defensible, cannot be justified.
Right.
The inception is wrong. Like, the whole thing is bad, and we should not be writing op-eds in the newspaper saying, look, don't overreact. They have they're following all the rules. They did the right thing in this particular instance. And it's irrelevant that they raided an apartment building and like stole nude children and put them in their vans. Which I think, isn't that a bad thing to do?
It's a bad thing to do. It's also like not even a crime by the statutes of this country. It is a civil offense to be in this country without documentation. It is not, it's not even a fucking crime. It's less than a misdemeanor. It's nothing.
Right. It's a bureaucratic
issue thing. And then they're just sending people to fucking El Salvador or fucking
we have to treat this
alligator,
like
Alcatraz, whatever the fuck. Like, it's just so fucking evil.
Bigger crime than any others. This is the number one problem in our country. This is the Trump movement. This is why he won the 2016 primaries, because he made this issue paramount and capitalized on stupid people's dumbass racist thoughts and their discomfort and their like uncertainty about their own futures gave them a scapegoat. That they'd already been given the scapegoat, but like Trump was like, yes, all of your awful thoughts are correct. I will embrace you for thinking this, and you're right. We need to remove all these people. They're taking your opportunities. They're taking what belongs to you. It's your right for having been born here to your family. You deserve this. They don't. And that's the biggest problem with this country. Fuck. Ugh. And everything since then is just why we're here now. And why we have the fucking reasonable opinions editor of the Des Moines Register justifying all of it. The unannounced search of Trump nemesis John Bolton's home sounded more concerning before it was reported that the raid was tied to an investigation President Joe Biden's administration had handled.
Oh, I mean, no tears for John Bolton, of course.
No.
But, yeah, again, it's like, oh, so Biden, excuse me, Biden did this? So why are you so mad?
Yeah. I thought these people knew about the deep state.
Yeah.
Like, you understand that these things don't, like, there are certain operations of the government that don't change in a significant way depending on who's in charge. This is one of those.
There's actually, like, a very large overlap between what both parties are about. And it's this kind of stuff.
Everyone was so right about Joe Biden in 2020. Like, even himself, nothing will fundamentally change. Like, yep, I'm going to be the link from Trump's first term to his second term. I will not fix any of the problems. I will allow things to fester and just get ever so slightly worse while I sit in this seat. I'm just keeping the seat warm for his inevitable return. That's all Joe Biden existed for. Was just a fucking, I don't know, a speed bump, if that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Let's be fair to Lucas Grunmeyer. The decision to pursue Roberts for deportation also deserves scrutiny. Okay, well, I hope that we've provided some scrutiny here today on the podcast. Few immigrants have contributed more to their community than Roberts. And few immigrants are as little a threat to public safety.
Where are these assumptions coming from? What are you talking about?
I get that the intent is to talk about this particular guy, right? And to say that, like, he contributed a lot to this community. He was not a threat to anybody. All right. But do we need this comparison to, like, the mythical median immigrant? I don't think this is helpful. Why don't you turn the fucking temperature down, man? Like, we don't need to put a magnifying glass on all these people. Yes, it appears he may have broken the rules. And yes, ICE agents have broad authority and discretion that they exercise under the direction of the democratically elected President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
But what happened here gets to the heart of the mass deportation strategy and immigration policy in general. How useful is such a strategy if the result is that pillars of the community are sent packing after living in America for decades? Des Moines is not a better place because of what happened September 26th. Des Moines public school students are not better off. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you should stop fucking fence riding and trying to, like, downplay the egregious actions of this government agency.
Yeah. Shout out to those kids who walked out of school, too.
Oh, yeah. That takes some bravery, especially right now. Like,
yeah.
Any action that you take opposing the police state that we live in, like, they're watching you and they are documenting your activities. I don't say that to scare you. I say that to say that, like, anything you do is important. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just evidence of how important it is that they are ready and willing to punish you for your actions. I think I said this earlier. You need to be willing to risk some of your own comfort. This is very serious. Very serious times that call for very serious responses. I think that's kind of, comparing the first Trump term to now, that's something that's like a very stark difference to me.
Yeah.
Is that, like, what he's doing with the authority is a lot worse, and he has a lot more willing collaboration from other parts of the government. Mm-hmm. And what people feel comfortable doing to criticize and resist the administration is a lot more tepid and scared.
100%.
It's understandable that people are more scared of him this time, but it's also more necessary than before. Yeah. I don't know. Fucking scary shit.
Yeah. There's a real vacuum of leadership. I mean, like,
absolutely.
insane to the extent that the Democratic Party has not done. I mean, of course, they're not going to do it. I mean, like, again, they're collaborators.
What happened when their president was in office? This stuff, he didn't reverse this deportation stuff. He gave them more money. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't as spectacular, and like it didn't get as much attention as it does now. They weren't as well funded as they are now. Now they have more money than God, but you know,
yeah,
they're part of it. They're part of it.
Yep. And their hope is, I guess, just that this is so extreme that it fails, and then they can come in and be like, we're the reasonable ones.
Yeah.
Which is just a fucking ridiculous fantasy.
While they do nothing. I mean, what's more reasonable in the face of this? To wait for it to stop, or to actively oppose it and like risk your own comfort, your own safety for your fellow human beings? That's more reasonable, because it is very serious, damaging stuff.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to get in the way and try to stop it. Let's talk about beans for a minute.
All right. Beans. Hell yeah.
Beans is like it's a little sillier topic. Also, you know, has pretty serious impacts on the national economy, but the economy is funny. It's funny when we all lose all of our money and stuff. So because of the tariff situation with China in particular, soybeans, which are a big export of our state, our farmers are having a harder time selling their beans because their biggest buyer is not just rolling over and spending way more fucking money on the the good that they were purchasing from us. They're not just saying, "Oh yeah, we'll pay the tariff." That's fair. It's fair for us to pay way more for this for no reason. Who could have predicted that was a bad idea to charge the biggest global market more money for no reason and expect them to just do it? Well, I got another clip for us to talk about regarding beans. Joni Ernst was on Newsmax talking about beans. It's the first time that's ever happened, I think.
As a member of the Agriculture Committee from Iowa, I just want to get your reaction to President Trump considering $10 billion in aid to assist American farmers due to these tariff tensions. Obviously, a lot of farmers in your state. What do you make of this?
Okay, so the proposal is a $10 billion bailout for soybean farmers. So we make a fucked up decision that means that we're no longer selling all these soybeans we're growing. So then we're also going to give you money to let the soybeans rot. Is this sensible policy? I'm not, I don't know a whole lot about the economy and agriculture, but this seems like one stupid choice after another.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing is that China apparently is going to Argentina to get a lot of the soybeans that they're not buying from the United States.
Them in the news recently too.
Javier Milei, who is a insane libertarian crypto bro guy, who is very tight with the Trump administration, is facing like several corruption scandals, and also is like enacting like extreme austerity on Argentina, which is having like bad consequences, as you might imagine. The Trump administration is also like gonna give them a bunch of money.
Also a multi-billion-dollar bailout for a whole country. That's not ours.
That is, yeah. It's very funny.
So if I'm putting all that together, it's that we placed tariffs on China. Wait, I thought the tariffs were for us buying goods from other countries. They also would have to pay a tariff for the soybeans we're trying to sell them? Or are they retaliating for the, we're not buying their goods, so they're not going to buy ours? I forget how all this shit works.
They would have to pay. The tariff is they pay. It's a tax that they pay to import.
Okay, it's going both directions for us importing their goods and them importing our goods.
Well, because they did retaliatory tariffs, I believe. I don't know where it currently stands. Yeah. I'm not that well versed on it either.
Yeah. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense. You have to pay us more to buy our goods, and you have to pay us more to sell us your goods as well.
It's really smart.
Such good choices right now. Okay, so there's that. So they're not going to buy our soybeans anymore. They're going to buy soybeans from Argentina, another country that we the American government are sending a bunch of free money to, and we're going to send free money to the farmers whose soybeans are now rotting. Wait, this was for economic gain, right? This collection of policies is to improve the American economy? That's the intent?
Yeah.
Okay, Joni, what do you think about the proposed bailouts for the farmers?
Yes, absolutely. Unfortunately, our farmers do need that assistance. They don't like it. They do consider it welfare. They want trade, not aid. And so we really need to see some of these new markets opening up around the globe.
Citation needed? The farmers don't like getting free money? Are you sure?
Yeah. I think
they sure do cash the checks. This is not a new thing for them. They do consider it welfare, but they will gladly take it, of course. And they do need this aid. We should cut all other forms of aid, though. Nobody else needs it or deserves it. They deserve it for growing these soybeans.
I think we just need to eat. We need to eat more soy.
I think, well, yeah, that's another aspect of this whole thing is like, I thought that, like, don't these people hate soy?
I think the right wingers need to be eating more soy.
Maybe it'll like mellow them out a little bit.
Yeah, like all those people who are
all
like
the estrogen in those beans.
All those people who are like crying about Charlie Kirk. I think they need more soy.
Eat more beans, guys. It'll all feel better once you've had your beans.
Tofu, I mean, soy is it's pretty good.
It's in a lot of stuff.
It's in a lot of stuff
because we grow so much of it.
It's, high in protein. You know,
need to see additional domestic consumption.
We need to see additional domestic consumption. That's exactly what,
there you
what you were just saying. Eat your fucking soy. Look, the Chinese are fucking us over. You got to eat that soy. Maybe since the farmers are getting this government bailout, they could give us the beans for free so they don't go to waste.
Yeah.
Free beans for one and all.
Crispy teriyaki tofu.
Of our commodities like soybeans and corn, China is just not budging on this. And unfortunately, we've lost a lot of soybean contracts due to these elongated negotiations. But if there's anybody that can make a deal, it's President Trump. So we'll continue to hope for the best and we'll help our farmers where and how we can.
Yeah, and again, hopefully we can save taxpayer dollars by getting the government reopened in
Oh, right. I forgot the government was shut down right now. We shouldn't even be recording this as a, government program. We're not getting paid for this, it turns out. Okay, so if anyone can strike a deal, it's Donald Trump, of course, right? We have evidence of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Why is this an issue in the first place? Why is China not, they're canceling their soybean contracts or whatever? Who caused that to happen? Hey, he'll fix it.
Yeah, it is insane that people, like MAGA people, still have any faith in this guy. I mean, obviously we could say that for the last decade, but it's really wild. Like, what are your only thing you're getting is the pleasure of having your enemies crushed before you.
That's all you
destroyed.
Want.
That's all. That's all you get.
All you want is an efficient cruelty mechanism.
Yeah, and we'll see where the economy is in a year. I mean, you might be getting something else. You might get another, you might get some more shit out of this deal that you made.
So let's hear from the man himself, who we trust to make a good deal for our soy farmers. Donald J. Trump posted this on Truth Social sometime in the last couple days. The soybean farmers of our country are being hurt because China is, for negotiating reasons only, not buying. We've made so much money on tariffs that we are going to take a small portion of that money and help our farmers. I will never let our farmers down. Sleepy Joe Biden didn't enforce our agreement with China, where they were going to purchase billions of dollars of our farm product, but soybeans in particular. It's all going to work out very well. I love our patriots, and every farmer is exactly that. I'll be meeting with President Xi of China in 4 weeks. And soybeans will be a major topic of discussion. Make soybeans and other row crops great again.
Row crops. Yeah. We need more row crops. I mean,
make them great.
Do you think Trump wrote this? I mean, people have been saying that a lot of them are not written by him. This seems like someone like trying to
they're just trying to imitate his style.
Yeah.
Do you think he knows what a row crop is?
Yeah, I don't know.
This man knows about farming? No, man. He
can't walk in a straight line. How is he supposed to know what a row crop is?
I like that he's meeting with President Xi in 4 weeks. This is so urgent to us all. In a month, he'll fucking take care of the beans. Meanwhile, how many beans are going to waste? This is a travesty, a bean travesty.
Yeah.
How could our president let this happen?
Sleepy Joe didn't force China to buy the beans. It's very fucked up.
We're going to have two global leaders in President Xi and President Donald Trump having a long, drawn-out conversation mostly about beans. I hope they record this. We gotta get a bean stream. Talk about those beans. All right. Well, like I predicted, it was a lot more fun to talk about beans than it was to talk about ice. And it was, I think, a better way to close the show. Have a little bit of fun with the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's end the show now. I have a couple things I'd like to plug. As I've been reminding you over the past few weeks, if you happen to live in Coralville with me here in Coralville, Iowa, you have an opportunity to vote for two very serious candidates who are thinking more deeply about the issues than I believe anyone else running for office. You've got Ryan Swenka running for mayor, and you've got Katie Freeman running for city council. You can find more information about their campaigns online, ryanforcoralville.com. Freeman for Coralville with the number 4 on Instagram. Both definitely worthy of your attention if you are a Coralville resident. If you're not, I guess time is running out to establish residency in Coralville, so that might not be an option. But yeah, if you know people who live in Coralville, maybe encourage them to take part in this upcoming local election, because it's going to be probably low turnout, and the more attention we can get on these nice, good candidates who you actually heard on the show last week, the better. Vote for them. That's what I say.
Also, if you live in Des Moines, Andy Montalvo Martinez, he is an at-large candidate for Des Moines City Council. He is, I think, well, I mean, I don't get to vote in my district for I don't get to vote Joe Gatto out because he's not up for election, or that ward isn't. But like I said, anyone in Des Moines, vote for Andy Montalvo Martinez, endyforthepeople.com, ENDI, if you want to help out with the campaign in any aspect. He's the only candidate that I will endorse for city council.
Nice. And that's coming up quick. November 4th is the local elections all around this state.
It is.
All right. Other less serious matters to plug. The Refocus Film Festival is happening at Film Scene in Iowa City next weekend. And I will be playing a little bit of music next Sunday, October 12th. They're showing the movies Play It As It Lays and Hedda in the afternoon in Theater 1 at the Chauncey location, a building that our friend owns now, by the way. I'm going to play a couple ambient sets as people are coming in to find their seats and whatnot. It's a fun little gig. You can come try to interrupt me, try to throw off the ambience of the ambient set. I invite it. I invite interference. And then next Saturday, right? What day is it? Oh, this is like 2 weeks away. It's also on Friday, not Saturday. Fuck. October 17th. October 17th, I will be playing a show at Trumpet Blossom with Will Yeager. Our duo Weapon X will be the local support for Sean Hamilton, an experimental improvised percussionist from Western Colorado. And Brett Copeland, who is a tuba professor at the University of Northern Iowa, will also be on the bill. October 17th, Trumpet Blossom. If you like weird music, come on out. If you have thoughts on any of today's subjects, beans, of course. If you have things to say about beans especially, please give us a call at 319-849-8733. We would love to hear your thoughts on beans. 319-849-8733. If you leave us a voicemail about beans, your bean voicemail may appear on a future installment of Rock Hard Call Us, where we listen to voicemails about beans.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly beans. It's a lot of bean content.
Need some magic bean. If you have any magic beans, if your name is Jack, let us know.
If you could mail us some magic beans, that would be welcome as well. P.O. Box 5336, Coralville, Iowa, 52241. P.O. Box 5336, Coralville, Iowa. Send us your beans, please. Anyway, Evan and I did release an episode of Rock Hard Call Us last week at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. If you give us $1 a month or more, you can listen to that episode of Rock Hard Call Us and every other episode of Rock Hard Call Us. And I think Tony and I are going to record a new Speed Freak Read Speak very soon, because Ken Penders is trying to get a paper published in an academic journal. And, well, I'll save my thoughts for the episode. That's a teaser for you out there.
Nice.
All right, we're going to close out with some music. If you make music and you listen to the show and you would like your music to appear on the show, please go to rockhardcock.us, our website, and click the link near the top where it says you can submit music. I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to share it with our listeners. But today I will be playing just a little bit of a drum beat that I made to accompany my reading of a Space Ghost Coast to Coast erotic fan fiction. This was a show I played the other night at Purgatory, and I will not be sharing the erotic fan fiction, but I think that the beat that I made was pretty fun to listen to. It's called Sex on Ghost Planet. So enjoy the instrumental of Sex on Ghost Planet now, and we'll see you next week.
Wow. Branching out into Space Ghost from Sonic? You got
I've always been into Space Ghost.
Didn't know you were into the fan fiction that much, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sort of dipping my toe in. This is it's a big world to explore.
It is. There's a lot of it out there.
Not a lot of Space Ghost erotica, though. I only found a couple pieces.
That does seem unlikely to exist in large quantities.
It's a bit of a niche. So if you want to write more stories about having sex with Zorak, I think that there is an opportunity for you out there.
Yeah.
We celebrate all kinds of creative work here.
Yeah, at least one person will read it.
Yeah, send it straight to our inbox, rockhardcaucus@gmail.com. Send me your stories about having sex with Zorak. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.